Hello, this is D, and I'm back with another video. And today we have a massive internal leak from Sony, specifically Insomniac. Now, some ransomware hackers, they hacked into the Sony servers and they stole a lot of information from Insomniac. Now, they were threatening to release this information unless they were given, I think it was like a certain 20 Bitcoins or $2 million in cash in order not to leak this out. Now, they put it up on some auction site or something in the dark web, apparently, and people were able to bid on it, and they were saying that even Sony could bid on it. They didn't care, they just wanted the money. Now, the deadline passed, nobody bid on the information, and they kept true to their word and released it, and it's all over the internet. Now, for legal reasons, obviously, I cannot show you what was leaked. However, I can describe and I can tell you the things that I did see, and that is including their roadmap. Now, there's a lot of information to go through today, so it's going to be more of like a talking head, except my head's not on the screen. You're going to be watching gameplay, but we're going to discuss this, and there was a lot of juicy information that was leaked today. Now, first, we're going to go over to theverge.com. Like usual, I'll leave a link in the description down below so you guys can check it out for yourself. Now, according to theverge.com, the Rashida ransomware group demanded $2 million before releasing over 1.3 million files with employees' personal information and details on the upcoming games. Now, I gotta say, that's pretty crappy that you're releasing these people's personal information. And yes, I'm a gamer, and yes, I report on gaming, and yes, this information today is very fascinating when I'm looking at it, but the means on which it was leaked, I gotta be honest, it's not good. I understand that these developers, they get hyped up for these games, they love the work that they do, and when you see their unfinished work, it's kind of disappointing because people have so many opinions. People don't realize this is pre-alpha. Like, this is early stages. Now, this game is not coming out for a while according to the roadmap. We'll get there later, but these are early days of the game. How can you judge the game like this? Now, I'll give you another example where this happened before. Grand Theft Auto 6. We saw some leaked information. We saw some leaked videos. There was a lot of stuff that was out regarding that game. Now, if you were lucky enough to see it, some of you may have been impressed with some of the animations and some of the real world physics, but the graphics didn't really look that good because it was very, very early on. And people were like, oh my gosh, Grand Theft Auto 6, it looks like garbage. It's not gonna look good. I don't know, some gamers today, honestly, they just go crazy and they lack critical thinking to understand that this game is very early. It's years away from being made. Now, what I did see was very, very promising, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. I'm just kind of ranting here. Now, they go on to say that footage of Insomniac's upcoming Wolverine game has started to widely circulate on X after hackers published troves of internal data from its developer. Cyber Daily reports that a total of 1.67 terabytes of data compromising over 1.3 million files have been released by the Rashida ransomware gang, which announced that they had stolen the data in a hack on December 12th. At the time, the group announced an auction for the price data starting at 50 Bitcoins, roughly $2 million, and 7-day deadline to pay it. So it was actually 50 Bitcoins. That's just insane. Now, obviously, they didn't get that, and that's how we get to the leaks that are out today. So like usual, I'll leave this in the description down below so you guys can check out the article for yourself. Now, what I want to talk about is what I seen today. Now, the first thing we got to go over is the roadmap. Insomniac's roadmap leaked. And I know some people are going to be upset saying, why are you talking about this? You shouldn't be talking about this. This information is out there. It's out there. There's nothing that you can do about it now. It has been released. I don't think the means on which it was released is a good look for anybody, for the people that leaked it or for Insomniac. But we got to report on things here. So get out of your feelings. And if you don't want to know the information, then you don't have to watch this video. Okay, so first off, let's start with 2023. It's on their roadmap. Of course, we have Spider-Man 2. Now, in 2024, Insomniac is taking a break. They will not be releasing any games on the PlayStation. I gotta say, it's a well-deserved rest. They have really been single-handedly kind of carrying the PlayStation this generation. So they deserve a break. They've been releasing a lot of games. We got Spider-Man, we got the Miles Morales DLC, we got Spider-Man 2, you know, it's a lot. We got Ratchet and Clank, they've been really pumping out games. But in 2025, to my surprise, we are getting Venom. There is going to be a Venom game. Now, some people are saying 2025, is it going to be using the same assets from Spider-Man 2? I do believe it's probably going to be using the same assets from Spider-Man 2. However, I do think they're going to add some new features, and I think it's going to run better because the PlayStation 5 Pro will be out at that time. So you know that Sony's going to utilize the extra power that they have in that machine to make Venom look good. So I have no doubt that the game is going to look fantastic. And I got to be honest with you, I think there was a reason why they didn't let us play with Venom too much in Spider-Man 2, because they wanted to save it for the standalone Venom game. It makes complete sense. And I got to be honest with you guys, and if you've played Spider-Man 2, the few times that we got to play with Venom, it was pretty cool. Now, when you look at 2026, we're getting Wolverine. So that's a little bit of a shocker to me because I was thinking maybe we'd get it in the end of 2024, at the latest 2025, but it's not coming out to 2026. Which brings me to the footage that we see that is leaked out on the net. Some of it is very early footage. Some of it looks okay, but you can still see that it's early footage. Now, from what I've seen that is very promising is that it looks like it's very action orientated. You have some different set pieces. I saw something with a ship. You know, you're going inside buildings. It looks like it's very action orientated, which is what we would expect. Now, I can also tell you that this game is going to be very bloody. I saw a lot of blood in a lot of the clips that were shown on the internet, and he's very violent. So it's not going to be a tame Wolverine. We also see some shots where he actually has his classic Wolverine outfit on, which is pretty cool. I know a lot of people like to see that. We see that he has some new abilities. He's able to use some of his senses, and it's kind of like he's sniffing, and then he's able to put the crime scene together and I guess piece together what happened and progress going forward. So there are some pretty cool things. Now, the action sequences that I did see, it does kind of play like Spider-Man. It looks like it's going to be the same type of combat system, but of course with Wolverine, it's going to be a lot more violent. Now, there's some parkour elements. I saw him like running over stairs, and the way that he does it's kind of like a parkour style. So it looks pretty good. But like I said, it's very early footage, so some of it looks extremely rough. Of course, all the animations are not in place. All of the environments are not in place. Some of the environments are probably going to change. It's very early, so it's very hard to judge the game by that. Now, I also saw another scene where it looks like he's on a boat. I don't want to give away too much of what happens in the game because I'm pretty sure it's a major scene that's going to be in the final version of the game. But that part looked pretty good. It looked very action orientated, and it was a different environment. So I think the game is going to be good. I don't know why anybody's worried about this game from Insomniac. Insomniac makes great games, but the footage that is leaked is very early, and it's not indicative of what is going to be the final game. And I gotta say, I feel bad for the developers because they're working on the game. They're gonna have to deal with some asshats out there that say, oh, the game doesn't look good and this and that, and they got to deal with all of that nonsense when this is very early footage of the game. Also, developers, they don't like their games being leaked. They don't like the information coming out or videos coming out before it's ready to be shown to the public. Because like I said, it's early footage. It doesn't show the game in its best light, and you can get a bad interpretation of the game. And we're finding out that this game is not coming out until 2026. Which is quite some time, so it all makes sense. Now, as we look further in the roadmap, 2027, there's nothing scheduled. 2028, Spider-Man 3, 2029, Ratchet and Clank, and 2030, Marvel X-Men. Now, Marvel X-Men, that's wild. That's going to be a crazy, crazy game. Now, I see some people out there criticizing, saying that Insomniac looks like they're the Marvel machine now. Listen, I like the games that they make. Venom, yeah, it's a Marvel character, but it's a different game. Wolverine's going to be a different game. Spider-Man 3, sure, it's going to be a sequel, but at 2028, we don't know what type of hardware is going to be out at that time, so that game's probably going to blow your mind. Ratchet and Clank 2029, I'm going to assume that's going to be on the PlayStation 6. X-Men on the PlayStation 6 in 2030? Come on. That's a pretty good roadmap. And 2031 and 2032, they have scheduled a new IP. So I think Insomniac is in good hands. What I saw today from Wolverine, some of the set pieces and some of the early animations, I can see the vision that they are shooting for in the game. And yes, I think some elements are going to be similar to Spider-Man. I don't think that's a bad thing. Obviously, Wolverine's not going to be swinging across New York City, obviously. But from what I've seen, it looks like it's true to the character. Venom, I'm excited about Venom. That's just crazy. The limited time that I got with Venom in Spider-Man 2 made me want more, and I think it bodes well that Venom's going to have a standalone game in 2025, which I'm going to assume is going to be on the PlayStation 5 Pro, and is going to take advantage of that hardware. Now, I want to know what you guys think about today's leaks. I know some of you out there are going to have a vocal opinion on this and say, why are you talking about this information? All of you PlayStation fans, in your feelings. It leaked out. We're going to talk about it. I'm not showing any type of footage. I'm not showing any of the internal documents that were leaked. I don't think that this information should have been leaked. I don't like the way it was leaked. I don't like that they tried to basically shake Insomniac down for $2 million in order not to release this information. However, the information is out there and we're going to talk about it. Let's be fair. If this was an Xbox leak, you guys wouldn't be saying anything about it. I talk about Xbox leaked information all the time. And when it's something positive, people don't really care so much. When it's something negative, of course, everybody jumps on you and says, why are you talking about it? When I talk about the PlayStation 5 Pro leaks and it's positive, nobody cares. So we can't just pick and choose what we talk about. We're talking about gaming here and the whole industry, and this is pretty big news. Insomniac's roadmap leaked. We have a lot of information about their upcoming games. We know that Venom is coming in 2025, and that's going to be on the PlayStation 5 Pro. We know that Wolverine is 2026. So therefore, the information, or I should say the videos that we're seeing today, are very early footage of the game. It's not coming out for 3 years. A lot of things are going to happen in 3 years. Why are people even concerned? We know Insomniac makes great games. They have a track record that speaks for itself. So why are we so concerned of this early footage? I just don't get it. We should be excited that a Venom game is coming out. We should be excited for the Wolverine game. It's going to be in 2026, but it's going to be very polished and it's going to be running on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Once again, it's unfortunate that this information leaked out, but I think it is more positive than it is negative. It shows that Insomniac is going to be consistently releasing games on the PlayStation platform. For those of you out there saying, oh, they're just going to be releasing superhero games. Looks like they're the Marvel machine. I don't really care. Those games are fantastic. We're going to be able to play as Venom. And if you played as Venom in Spider-Man 2, we were limited on the amount of time we were able to play with him, but it was a lot of fun. So I can just imagine when we have a standalone Venom game. And once again, it'll be on the PlayStation 5 Pro. Wolverine, I have no doubt, will be fantastic. Spider-Man 3 in 2028, perhaps that's on the PlayStation 6. Followed by Ratchet and Clank the following year in 2029, and X-Men in 2030. This is fantastic. Now, Sony owns other studios, so Naughty Dog can release some other games. They are working on a new IP, and I know there's been a lot of discussion regarding Naughty Dog recently because they canceled the Last of Us 2 online multiplayer factions, so a lot of people are disappointed by that. But there's other studios that Sony has that can release games, and I think that the games that Insomniac has on their roadmap is fantastic, and personally, I'm excited for it. Anyways, I want to know what you guys think about all of this. What do you think about the leaks? What do you think about this group that was trying to shake down Insomniac for $2 million? Are you upset that I'm covering this? Or do you think that since it's out there, we should discuss it? Anyways, let me know in the comment section down below. And like I usually say, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one.